I didn't want to do it. I like to keep things low stress, but sometimes I put things off I know I should have handled already. My friend is always telling me the dread of doing something is usually worse than just doing it. We were recently laughing about how true that was for me and my colonoscopy. I knew I was overdue. If I'm honest, I was dragging my feet mostly because I was nervous about what they could find. I even told my doctor, sure, go ahead and schedule it for October 2039. But what helped me get it done eventually was learning that a colonoscopy can catch and even remove abnormal cells before they turn into cancer. All that anxiety. Looking back, I think it was my body telling me this mattered. Not just for me, but for the people who count on me. And then when I finally got my colonoscopy, I thought, why didn't I do that months ago and save myself the stress? Was it a blast? No, but it was way easier than I expected. The prep wasn't too bad, and the rest was quick and painless. Now I'm good for 10 years. I'm actually proud of myself, and taking care of this gave me back some peace of mind. I love cooking for my friends and family. I'm the kind of person who will cook for a big crowd, and I'm not afraid to try a new recipe for a party. And I'm pretty confident in the kitchen. But I probably don't think about food safety as much as I should. A few months ago, I made an egg dish for a brunch get-together, and I won't go into details. But after a few hours, some of us were not feeling great. I Googled food poisoning. Maybe the eggs weren't fully cooked. I hadn't checked their temperature. But I did learn an easy way to remember food safety guidelines. Clean, separate, cook, chill. I needed to be better about cleaning my hands and surfaces, not just before, but after cooking. I could probably take a tip from my friend Michelle, who always uses separate cutting boards and washes all her knives between steps. When it comes to actually cooking the food, I did know I should have used a food thermometer to check for doneness. Michelle hasn't let me forget about the brunch food poisoning incident. Now, I look up safe temps for eggs and meat, and I use a thermometer every time. One thing Michelle and I do appreciate, when our friends thank us by doing the cleanup, and now I always remind them to put their leftovers in the fridge right away. I didn't want to do it. I like keeping things low stress, but sometimes I put things off I know I should have handled already. My friend is always telling me the dread of doing something is usually worse than just doing it. We were recently laughing about how true that was for me and my colon cancer screening. I knew I was overdue, and if I'm honest, I was dragging my feet, mostly because I was nervous about what they could find. I told myself I was too busy, but really, I was just avoiding it. I even told my doctor, sure, I'll do the test in October 2039. But what helped me get it done eventually was learning that I could do the test at home. No needing to drive anywhere, no appointments, and no colonoscopy prep. All that anxiety. Looking back, I think it was just my body telling me this mattered. Not just for me, but for the people who count on me. And then I finally sent my test in. I thought, why didn't I do that months ago and save myself the stress? Was it a blast? No. But it ended up only taking a few minutes, and it was pretty easy. I had my results in a few days. I'm actually proud of myself, and taking care of this gave me back some peace of mind.
Welcome to Knox Mansion. Come in. Thank you for calling the 8s. Right this way.
Thanks, Dawson.
Thanks, Dawson.
My pleasure. Lunch is served.
Thanks, Dawson.
Between your name and your number, you fit right in here.
I'm always ready when they call my number, just like Selena Law.
It matters.
Hiring a law firm whose focus is motor vehicle accident cases.
It matters.
Hiring a firm with the experience and resources to maximize your recovery.
It matters.
William Mattar is the largest motor vehicle accident firm in New York State. We got that way by winning. If you're hurt in a car, it matters who you hire. Call William Mattar. Visit WilliamMattar.com.
We snap, post, follow, like, and tweet. We work long hours and binge watch TV. We live our lives looking at screens. But what if, just for a minute, we unplug and start living life in the now? So dance a little longer. Sing a little louder. Try something new and make a new friend. The people we surround ourselves with are the most important to us. So stop, look around, and take in the moment. Life doesn't need a filter placed over it. Let the small moments become the big moments, and celebrate life.
We're like, you don't want to be in Buffalo, it snows too much, it's this, it's that. And then I got to hear from my visit, I'm like, this is exactly where I want to be. Bills Mafia, Bills unapologetically enthusiastic. I don't know if you get that anywhere else. 3 years later, I lose my grandmother in that Seattle game, a few days before, and one Bills fan started a movement saying, let's donate $17 to the Oshai Children's Hospital, and caught on like wildfire. They raised over $1 million. It's something that I'll never forget. My grandmother's now memorialized in the hospital. You know, Buffalo's known as the city of good neighbors because it's true. It reminds me so much of where I'm from. My family has this saying, you bloom where you're planted. You know, they can see themselves in me and I can see myself in them. I take great pride in that.
This is where your career takes an exciting turn. In the game or behind the scenes. Seneca Casinos, 3 of the finest destinations for play and work. Perfect for the career-minded and the goal-oriented. With all the benefits and perks you desire. Like the players say, nothing else comes close. Seneca Casinos. Apply today at thebest8hours.com.